Alright, let's get started on this first of the, how many? 6 limited time series we have in the new version 7.2. So of course the first one is going to be for Cadillac DPi-V.R, the new manufacturer and the new category, right? IMSA prototypes. So let's jump in and let's see if we can do a series overview here and confirm the PR requirement. Check out what kind of upgrades we're going to have to get and how much we're going to have to spend to win this car. So earn a 2018 Cadillac DPi-V.R by 100% completing this special limited time series following a return to IMSA in 2017 after a 14-year absence. Cadillac once again returns to the tarmac. Gotta say, that is a pretty mean looking ride right there. We'll see how it actually handles in the game. Anyway, the total gold reward for completing the series is 130, broken down into 25% reward or 25% completion increment here. So, and any gold reward that you want to get, you're gonna have to spend a lot more than that. So as always, if you're in it to win it. All right, and let's see, according to their website, the PR requirement to complete the series is 90.6. So let's confirm by completing the series right away with gold here. Pretty cool livery as well. All right, so base PR 78.4, and let's jump to the final tier, tier 15, and check out the PR requirement for this final cup race at Silverstone Grand Prix 3-lapper, and 90.6. So we can confirm the information is accurate on their website. Now let's actually talk about the actual cost of the upgrade. As I was predicting in the previous update overview video, I'm gonna go with the assumption that remember, the formula is you add the cost of the car and the gold reward amount from the limited time series, combine that together. So in this case, the cost of the car is 850 gold, and you get 130 gold for completing the series. So essentially they're giving you 980 gold worth of stuff, right? And of course they're not just gonna hand it to us. We have to spend gold to get that, right? So the way it works out is the amount of gold that we have to invest in the car and upgrades to meet the PR requirement has been costing about half of that number. So in our case, that would be 850 plus 130 is 980, and the cost that we actually have to put into the car is half of that, which is 490. So I'm anticipating somewhere around 490 gold is what we need to spend to get the PR up to the requirement, which is 90.6, and that is about, well, I guess it's exactly 12.2 PR. So each tier should get us up about 4 PR points. So I'm expecting first round of upgrades are going to be all racing dollars, and make sure there are no surprises. 7 categories as usual. I think it's a 28 upgrades total. So I'm thinking 21 is what we're gonna need to get. 3 across the board. Let's see if we can confirm it. So 12 hours for first tier racing dollar upgrades. Of course, as always in these videos, I'll use gold to get them done right away. And at the end of the first tier racing dollar upgrades, I'm expecting my PR to be about 82 range. All right, so there's that. Get the drivetrain. Once again, we'll use the gold to get it done right away. And the body, same scenario here. They're not cheap, but if you've been playing for a while, of course, you have excess amount of racing dollars, so this way you get to burn some of that off. Anyway, with the 4 of those upgrades on board, PR is up to 80.8, so I would say right on target. And in fact, we might be able to reach a little bit higher up than just 82. Looks like we are. Just a little bit. Brakes, always the low cost and low PR return. So with the finally tires and wheels, it's gonna get us exactly 82.5. So I was pretty close. All right. So that's how far we get with the cash upgrades, right? 82.5. So now the big one, the second tier gold upgrades. So let's check out how much this is gonna cost. And at the end of that, I'm expecting the PR to be up about at 86 and change, right? All right, so we'll start out with the 85 gold in engine, followed by 1 day racing dollar upgrade, but we'll come back to the third tier racing dollar upgrade once we're done with the second tier gold upgrades here. And then 80 for drivetrain. So far that's 165 gold. And then we got 65 gold upgrade cost for body. So that brings the total so far up to 230. And then suspension is gonna cost 75. So that brings the total cost so far up to 305. And exhaust, typically the same cost, but this in this case just slightly less, 70. All right, so we're up to 375 gold, and then 55 for brakes, so that is 430 gold. So let's see if the final tires and wheels, if it costs 60 gold, then we'll be exactly at 490, which would fit my math here. So let's see. There's always a kind of a little bit of a give and take sometimes, but we'll see. Yes, as I was saying, a little give and take, and more on the give side and take side, I guess. So 65 more. So the total cost of upgrades to bring the PR up to the target I'm anticipating is going to be 495 gold, not 490, but you know, 5 more than what I was anticipating originally. And with the second tier gold upgrades done, brings the PR up to 86.5, which is on target as I was anticipating. And we have 4.1 more PR points to go, and that is pretty much on target. So with the final third tier racing dollar upgrades, we should be there. So let's find out if we, and it's gonna be taking 1 day, so get this going soon, right? Don't wait till the last minute. So, all right, 254,000 racing dollars. And we're maxing out exhaust. And let's see, got one more to get in brakes, but we probably don't need to. Alright, so we're up to 90 PR point even. So final tires and wheels should get us up to 90.6 exactly. So 3 upgrades across the board is the way to go, and it will cost you 495 gold. But remember, you get 130 gold back for completing the event, and also you're winning a car that is worth 850 gold. So think of it as a 50% discount on the car, and you get 21 upgrades free to start off. I know. That is, I guess I'm giving it a pretty positive spin on this cost, but hey, it is what it is, right? Alright, so now let's check out the actual limited time series tier by tier, and we'll see if we come across any problematic events. So as long as we don't have speed record or speed snap at Daytona or Mount Panorama, generally we're okay. And there might be some drag races that might give us trouble, but generally if you have your car serviced and got enough upgrades, it should be fine. You don't need to get any more than what's required to complete the series, right? At least that's been the trend. So alright, so tier 1 we got speed snap at Mazda Raceway, head to head at Porsche Test Track on short on-road circuit, just a single lapper. And the first tier does not have any PR requirement generally, so I'm expecting this is going to be the same here. Cup at Spa, single lapper without any PR requirement there. Alright, and then tier 2 we got Hunter at Hockenheim Grand Prix, Endurance at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix, and the cup race is going to be at Dubai Hill Circuit, so that's got to be a multiple lapper. 3 laps. I mean, with this car that should take no time at all. But more importantly, what's the PR requirement? 80.7. So let's see, we're starting at 78.4, right? So that's gonna take at least I want to say maybe like 3 or 4 racing dollar upgrades, first tier upgrades, to be done by this point. But typically you guys, you know, get all the upgrades at once, right? So I mean, each tier upgrades at once, so they're all done more or less close to one another, so you don't have to, you can minimize the waiting time, you know what I mean, as long as you can afford these racing dollar upgrades. So anyway, that's what you're gonna need to complete this 3-lapper cup race and make your way through onto tier 3. We got a speed record at Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. I don't anticipate that to be any challenge. Autocross at Melbourne should be okay, and then we got a cup race at Mount Panorama, single lapper with the PR requirement of 81.8. Alright, moving on. Tier 4. This is of course the 25% completion point by winning all gold trophies, of course. Starting with elimination at Silverstone Bridge Grand Prix. Alright, it's an elimination, so venue is, you know, kind of irrelevant, I feel like. And we do have a drag race once again. I don't think the venue is as relevant. It's going to be at the Monza road course. So of course, if it's Monza, it's always road course. For drag race, that is. And the Cup is going to be at Daytona road course. 2 laps, and I'm anticipating this is going to be a rolling start. And the PR requirement's got to be just past what you can reach with the racing dollars alone, and it is 82.7. So wasn't it like 82.5, right? Was the racing dollar upgrades only the first tier? So yes, they put it just behind that. And if you're thinking if that's a coincidence, I think it's quite intentional. All right, moving on to tier 5, we got a head-to-head at Suzuka Grand Prix. Should be a single lapper, and it is. And then we got a Hunter Nürburgring sprint circuit, and we are going to have a Le Mans Cup race in this event. A single lapper with the PR requirement of 83.5. So of course, at this point, you should have second round gold upgrades done. Since you would want to get started on that 3rd tier racing dollar upgrade, which is going to take a full day if you're not planning on watching any ads to speed up that process. Anyway, tier 6, we got Speed Snap at Catalunya Club Circuit, which should be pretty straightforward. Autocross at Hong Kong, and the Cup is going to be at Circuit of the Americas. Club Circuit, this got to be, 5 laps. It's a short circuit. PR requirement of 84.2. Alright, moving on. Tier 7, we got Hunter at Hockenheim National. Endurance at Brands Hatch. And the Cup is going to be at Silverstone National. 4 laps with a PR requirement of 85 even. So, of course, you need to complete tier 7 to claim that 50% completion reward. By that I mean you need only 2 gold trophies in tier 8, so you don't technically have to meet the PR requirement to complete the tier 8 cup race. But as I was saying before, if you're in this far, you're in it to win it. So we got elimination at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit, Speed Snap at Dubai Club Circuit, and sometimes Speed Snap at Dubai Club can require servicing the car. So we'll see if how bad the target is going to be here. And to wrap up tier 8, we got a cup at Nürburgring Grand Prix, 2 laps. That's about where we get into double lapper Grand Prix events. It's about the tier 8 on. And towards the later on in the event, we get 3 lapper cup races, of course. Anyway, this one's gonna require PR 85.6. Alright, tier 9, we got head-to-head at Suzuka West. Head-to-head, pretty straightforward. Hunter at the Porsche Test Track Long Road Circuit. And the cup is gonna be at Catalunya National Circuit, so this is gonna be a multiple lapper, 4 laps. And the PR requirement of 86.3. And if I remember from last set of limited type series from previous version, tier 9 is about how far you can go with the before you really need those 3rd tier racing dollar upgrades. So that's what I mean. You're gonna need that 1 day upgrades done by the time you reach tier 9. And then tier 10, we got a drag race at As I said, it's at the Brickyard, but really doesn't matter. And we got an endurance at Le Mans. And the Cup race is gonna be at Daytona Motorcycle Course, so most likely a rolling start 3-lapper with a PR requirement of 87 even. So, and then tier 11 is of course what you need to complete to claim that 75% completion reward. Speed record at Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix circuit. We know exactly where the fastest section is on that track. And autocross at Hockenheim Short. Alright, and the Cup is going to be at the Red Bull Ring Grand Prix circuit, 3 laps with a PR requirement of 87.7. Isn't this like where we used to get like 77.7 in the last limited time series? Anyway, 87.7 is what you need to claim the 75% completion, since you only need 1 gold trophy in tier 12 to do that. Anyway, we got a head-to-head at Bathurst Mount Panorama single lapper. Elimination at Monza Junior course, and the Cup is at Melbourne. 4 laps, and the PR requirement is 88.4. Alright, moving on. Tier 13, we got a speed snap at Brands Hatch, Hunter at Spa, and the Cup is at Mazda Raceway. 3 laps with a PR requirement of 89.1. Alright, and then we got a penultimate stage here, tier 14, autocross at Catalunya GP, head-to-head at Red Bull Ring National Circuit, just a single lapper, so that's gonna be a pretty quick one. Cup is at Suzuka East, 6 laps. A lot of short track multi-lapper events here. PR requirement is 89.8. And finally, last tier, we got elimination at Dubai Oval Circuit. Alright. Lap challenge, anybody? Speed record at the Dynamic Circuit, which shouldn't be too bad. And then the Cup races, of course, the 3-lapper, the final Cup race at Silverstone Grand Prix, with the PR requirement of 90.6. So yeah, I didn't notice any particular one that's gonna give any trouble, but we'll find out more detail, I guess, once we start actually running through. So stay tuned for actual playthrough video coming up next. Alright, see you then.